What they do? It's your boy TLEE, live in the building, Kickin Da Bo Bo TV. We back at it again. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Man, I ain't gonna even lie, man. I ain't gonna even lie, man. Them people did it to me, man. You know, to all my 49er faithfuls, man, I get it. I understand, boys. That was tough right there, man. Pat Mahomes doing miraculous things at the end of the game, man. Man, that thing crushed me for like 2 days, man. That's why I ain't even really been on here trying to record. And I got to try to, you know what I'm saying, get over that there. But I'm going back into the Super Bowl. I want to dive into the Super Bowl, man, because there's a lot of stuff that I seen wasn't on the up, and it was a little shaky, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go back into it because I'm trying to understand some things. Now, if you look at the game, I'm trying to see the game. 49ers was dominating the game from the beginning really to the end. It looked like it was going to be a 49ers blowout, like I predicted. But then again, you know, Taylor Swift, Pat Mahomes, that little combination right there, it wasn't really no getting over that. It wasn't no beating that there, you know what I'm saying? Them forces was too strong. And like I say, you know, I'm a 49er fan, man, but that thing there hurt, man, because there's 2 years we had them on the ropes. And we let them boys off, man. And oh, man. But shouts out to my Niners Nation, baby. We're going to go back to the drawing board again. We're going to draw them thing back up. And we coming right back at them next year, man. Gee. Next year. Boy, look at here. But some of the topics I want to dive into about the Super Bowl is, let's go to the commercials. Because you got to realize why this game is called the Super Bowl. This game is called the Super Bowl not just because you got two of the best teams playing from the AFC and the NFC clashing together. That's one phase of the game. But you got to look behind the scenes, the business part of it. And you know, I stick with business, baby. I follow the money. Wherever you digging into, follow the money. Those are the people responsible. But I'm going to get back into it because a lot of things was interesting when I watched the Super Bowl. I watched the game, and like I say, man, I'm hot about that deal, so y'all ain't got to keep calling my phone and whatever, man. I'm mad, man. I'm hot. But as I look deep into the game, I realized the Taylor Swift effect. Now, no, she don't dial plays, she don't throw the ball, she don't do none of that. I'm speaking in terms of viewership, partnerships, companies, and brands, and products. Since she been dating Travis Kelce, like I said, you know, the numbers shot through the roof. And this was a unique Super Bowl because now she's on board, you know, with Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs. So the viewerships went up this year. Along with that, you got companies that's going to piggyback off the Super Bowl because you got to realize the Super Bowl is one of the most watched sporting events around the country and even around the world. You got people from all over that love to party and watch the game. It don't matter your nationality. It don't matter race, gender, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl is it. That is the big thing. That is America's traditional sport. It just topped baseball. Baseball was number one. It just topped baseball. Right now, football is the number one American sport. Along with that, companies, I'm not talking about the players in the sport and throwing the ball and all that. Companies rely on this Super Bowl because companies want to put ads and stuff where they see the most eyes watch that. And this is America's top sporting event. So companies rallying together to get these commercials together. So when you watching the Super Bowl, now the commercials are the big thing. I'm talking about that's the big thing. Yeah, the halftime show is good. And shouts out to Jay-Z and, the Rock Nation and all those boys who, in charge of the halftime show. They did a good job with Usher and everybody, That was a good performance. Alicia Keys and everything. I like that. But it's really about these commercials. These commercial slots are going for $7 million apiece for 30 seconds. $7 million commercial slots for 30 seconds. Just think about that. But you're guaranteed, because viewers now, when they go to the Super Bowl, they watch the Super Bowl, they watching the whole thing. They watching the game, they watching the advertisements, they watching the halftime show. Everything is being viewed when in terms of the Super Bowl. In fact, the #1 commercial in this year's Super Bowl was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito State Farm commercial. That was ranked the #1 commercial. But it's 2 commercials that stuck with me. And I remind you, this is the Super Bowl. Not only is it the Super Bowl for the teams that's playing, it's the Super Bowl for all these companies and brands and commercials and ads. It's the Super Bowl for them too. Everybody's scrambling around to put the best product on the field. Not just the coaches and the football team. You got the advertisements trying to put the best product in front of us. And one commercial that caught me was Beyonce and her commercial that she, partnered up with Verizon, and I'm quite sure her and Jay-Z, got together or whatever, even if they were just pillow talking, they got together or whatever and, got a percentage out of Verizon for being in the commercial. But she dropped the jewel at the end. She said she was going into releasing her new album, The Renaissance 2, and all the, the beehives. I know all y'all out here watching. If y'all watching, I ain't gonna talk bad about Beyonce, so y'all ain't gotta get on me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna talk in terms of her geniusness. You know what I'm saying? Because when she put the commercial out, yeah, she got money from Verizon. That's one check. And what she did was, her and Jay-Z came together to promote this new album she got coming out, which is The Renaissance 2. And I don't know if y'all done heard, but it's supposed to be a country album. Now, I'm saying to myself, boy, that Beyonce a beast, boy. Now she finna jump into a whole nother realm. She started out hip R&B, jumped into the hip-hop lane, got into the pop lane. Now she finna cross whole nother genre and get into the country music lane. Now, I don't know if y'all know, Taylor Swift is one of the top country music artists out there. And her influence is up there right along with Beyonce, if not even more. But if Beyonce could land this country music album and she can change her demographics of fans, meaning that she can now get into the country lane and go multi-platinum by making country albums, this is monumental. Because what I'm saying is, that genre alone, just alone got Taylor Swift where she at. So that's a powerful, country music is a powerful genre of music. And long as hip hop is too. But what I'm trying to tell you is, country music is a powerful genre of music. And if Beyonce can land this country music album and she can hit it dead on, and I know she a country girl anyway because she straight out of Houston, you know, all them boys out of Texas, you know, they listen to country music. They, you know, they're a different breed out there in Texas, you know what I'm saying? One thing about them boys out there in Texas, they like farming, or, they familiar with that country life. So I'm kind of thinking Beyonce gonna land this one here because she's a Texas girl. And if you've been out there to Texas, you already know, country music rule. You know, she probably been growing up on country music. But what I'm trying to say is I hope that she can land this project, this new project. Because if she does, then Beyonce will be considered, in my eyes, definitely, the #1 artist on the planet. I'm talking about ahead of Michael Jackson, Taylor Swift, whoever you want to call your so-called #1, Madonna, however, whatever your so-called #1 artist was, if Beyonce can go multi-platinum in this country album lane, she will be the most powerful person on the planet. She will have the most influence on the planet. Trust me what I'm telling you. Because she was already a pop star, one of the biggest pop stars, probably the #1 pop star for a decade, or at least a decade. But if she can turn this and land this Renaissance 2 album in the country music realm, Beehives, I'm riding with you on this one. She will be the most influential artist, music artist, that this planet has ever seen. Because not only will she capitalize on the pop world, now she's trying to capitalize on the country music genre. And that's a whole set of different people. A lot of people that enjoy country music, they don't even rock with hip hop. They don't rock with pop, they strictly country. Good old boys. And if she can land this, because I heard a few songs, 2 songs, and I think that she's on the brink of landing this right here. Because I heard she been working on this project, for a long time. I heard from reports, they said she been alluding to this project since 2013, almost 10 years. So if she can land this project, I'm giving my kudos to her. And Jay-Z, because what Jay-Z did was, when he inked that deal with the halftime show with the NFL, he pretty much put his brand in the building with the NFL. Now he's embedded with the NFL. So that means now he can pull the strings from the music end of the halftime shows, and almost pull some of the strings when you're talking about, advertisement and commercial and licenses and all that. Jay-Z has really, embedded himself amongst the elites. When you're talking about when he inked that NFL halftime deal, when, he inked that deal right there, that put him on top. So now, as a businessman, I'm quite sure, he's able to, move forward and get all type of sponsorships and all. I mean, it's just a whole realm of things he can do with America's most watched sporting event. And now Beyonce is bringing out this new album, this country album, the Renaissance 2, and I'm not promoting it or whatever, but I'm just, it amazes me how us, how we could, monopolize basically on our talent, position, or whatever you in, how you able to sit back and monopolize on it. And that's what I'm just showing you, how Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing their thing. Now, just mark my words, all my people, all my listeners out there, Kickin Da Bo Bo TV, mark my word. If Beyonce land this album, she will be the biggest music artist that this planet has ever seen. And that comes with a lot of prestige, everything. And another commercial I want to speak of is the Kanye West commercial. And everybody say, oh, Kanye, he crazy, he stupid, he had $1 billion, he let the people take it from him, he didn't know what he was doing, he was trying to go against the powers that be. Kanye, he need to sit down, he losing his mind. Listen to what I'm telling y'all, folks. All my listeners, listen to what I'm telling y'all. Kanye is not crazy. What Kanye is a marketing genius. He's a musical genius. He's a fashion genius. Now, do he go off the wall a little bit? Yeah, he do all that because he wants y'all to believe this is a part of his marketing strategy. He wants y'all to believe he crazy. Because this is all a part of his makeup when he's doing marketing. And business is not only setting up the business and selling product, a lot of it is marketing to the audience. You got to find your audience. You got to find the people that you know that's going to support. You find your niche and you market it to your audience. Business 101. Kanye is the mastermind in marketing. Let's go back to this Super Bowl and what he did. From the beginning, you know what I'm saying, on team? From the beginning, bro, Kanye purchased a slot, a Super Bowl slot. Like I told y'all before, that was going for $7 million, 30 seconds. 7 million, 30 seconds, you could get you a Super Bowl slot. If you got 7 million and you got a 30-second clip, in fact, in Kanye's situation, he didn't even have no budget. He did what I'm doing now. He went straight to the phone. He gave the people the 7 million, went straight to the phone, did a phone video and say, hey, listen, y'all come buy my shoes. And from what I heard, when you go on the website, the shoes was discounted. So you was able to get Kanye West brand and all his material for $20, $30. And then from that point on, I heard at this point, he's making now, he has made in revenue 19 million after that commercial. That $7 million he spent for 30 seconds and that, 30-second rant over the phone, he made 19 million in revenue. So and that's still counting. I'm hearing the number is going up as we speak. So what I got from that was, I looked at Kanye rant and I'm saying to myself, man, you just got to get yourself in front of the right people, man, and the right audience. And you got to just market to everybody. You got to get yourself, you got to strategize yourself. If you're running a business, like I say, business not all about buying and selling. Marketing is the biggest part of a business too. People got to know that you're selling. People got to know that you're in business. So the way you market yourself is a big part of how you can generate revenue in business. Kanye is a genius in marketing. He spent $7 million to profit $12 million in counting. He didn't need no elaborate video shoot. He didn't need nothing of that but a phone. That's all you need is your phone and your character. And you should be able to survive if you know how to market yourself. Take the Kanye blueprint. What Kanye did was a business. I'm talking about it was genius. He was able to purchase the slot for $7 million 30 seconds. He got on his phone, driving in his car, talking from a telephone, telling you to get to drive you into his website so you are able to purchase some of the products. But the biggest thing I took from that is you got to spend money to make money. He took it out. He said, you know what, I got an idea. I'm going to spend $7 million. I need me a commercial slot. I'm going to spend $7 million because some of, we all know when Kanye went up against the powers that be, you know what I'm saying, he was able to get himself in a rut where he getting blackballed a little bit. So what Kanye did was, by him being blackballed, it's hard for him to sell product. It's hard for him to sell some of them shoes, them old shoes, that's left on his counter, left on his desk. So what he did was he said, man, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on production or none of that like that. I'm going to spend most of my money just buying the slot. I'm going to spend all the money buying that $7 million slot. Because all I need to do in his mind, he's saying all he need to do is inform people, as many as he can, to where to buy the shoes and the product. He spent money in the right place. So a lot of us, we get these businesses, we go spend money. We go, like one chick I knew, she ended up getting a little sandwich business, you know what I'm saying? And the sandwich business ended up doing well for her. But she spent a lot of money, I think, when I looked at her, her setup. She spent a lot of money in the building, trying to make the building look fancy and pretty. And the equipment to run the business, she got cheap on buying the equipment to run the business. She running a sandwich shop. So she spent a whole bunch of money making the place look good. So when you go in there, you're like, oh, wow, the place look nice. But you almost got to wait an hour on your sandwich because she ain't got the machines. She ain't got, she ain't got the stove or the cook. She ain't got nothing to keep the business running afloat. She didn't spend a lot of money into the equipment part of it. So now the sandwich is coming out slow. She didn't spend money in the right spots. And that's what we can get caught up when we run in these businesses. We could spend money in the wrong places. So with her sandwich business, I think the reason she failed, because she had a lot of, she was building up the customers. The customers like to come in and patronize her sandwich shop, but it got to a point where the sandwiches was coming out late because her equipment wasn't top of the line. She spent a lot of money in the place, but not in the equipment she needed to use to get those sandwiches out faster. And her business ended up failing because a lot of people stopped patronizing because it took too long for her to produce a sandwich. So I was just showing you, by mentioning her business model, I was just showing you that how a lot of times you can have a good idea, you can have a place and everything, but a lot of times you don't get caught up in spending a lot of money on, the setup or what people see and the lure and what you're trying to grab. I would advise you to spend a lot of money on marketing and, your equipment, what you need to use so you can produce more and more product at a faster rate. The building, yeah, you can fix that up and make it look nice, but you don't have to spend all your money into making the building look nice. And that's what happened with Kanye. Kanye didn't care about the building. He didn't care about the video. He wasn't so impressed by the video. He knew if he spent $7 million on the slot, the most watched sporting event in America, if he gather up $7 million and spend on that, he knew that was going to double his profits. Or even just get eyes to the website so they could buy some of that old inventory that he was stuck with, you know, when him and Adidas was going through their little beef. And now, based on the revenue from the Super Bowl, I'm saying I believe Kanye should have got rid of most of all that old inventory that he had, you know, once him and Adidas kind of parted ways, or whatever happened with them two. You know, they parted ways and then they came back together. However, whatever going on with them two, Kanye was able to think of a master strategy onto how to sell some of these shoes, sell some of these items. And what he did, he put a lot of his money into the slot, the advertisement. He didn't go out and go get a production team. He didn't go out and to make the video like, oh, wow, I had the video. He didn't try to make the video nothing but simple, because it wasn't about attracting you like that with the video. It was about just giving you the information. It was an informative video. That's smart, young jits. That's how I want y'all to come up, man. And my peoples, man, I always stress, man, we put money into the wrong things. We really do. And I'm a victim too. I'm not just saying, because I like nice things. I like my children to have nice things. I like to, you know, just to have nice things, period. But sometimes we put money into the wrong place. And in Kanye's situation, that was the most brilliant move he did in a while, since, you know, since the debacle with him and all the powers that be. And what is also showing me, he can't be stopped. Some kind of way you can't silence him. He can't be stopped. Kanye West will not be stopped. Trust me what I'm telling you. But I'm going to dip back into the Super Bowl. I don't really want to talk about the Super Bowl, man. You see, right now I'm in basketball mode. You see, I got my heat. Man, the game over with. San Fran got whooped. You know what I'm saying? The game, man, when we go back into the game, if you really want to go back into it, man, Pat Mahomes, I'm going to give him his flowers now. Pat Mahomes is a hell of a quarterback, and he's on the level of Tom Brady. He's one of those guys that could break. Because right now, to me, even though I'm a Joe Montana fan, Tom Brady is the GOAT. It ain't no ifs, and buts, or maybes. Tom Brady is the GOAT. And what I'm saying is, if Pat Mahomes on the trajectory he going, on the trend that he's going to surpass Tom Brady. And he's good enough to surpass Tom Brady. Because when I knew the 49ers, when they kicked that ball off and it was a minute and 40 seconds left in the game and all Kansas City needed was 3, I already knew in my mind, I'm saying to myself, man, come on, man. With Pat Mahomes, that's what make him an elite quarterback from like Action Jackson and all these other quarterbacks, man. What make Pat Mahomes so elite? I know, like, we could dissect his game and we can go all into it and we can find some flaws or whatever. But what make Patrick Mahomes unique is he's a winner. You give him that ball with 2 minutes left in the game, the outcome is gonna be the outcome, and it always is. Pat Mahomes gonna be on top. And that's what I'm trying to tell you about Lamar Jackson. When you give him that ball with 2 minutes left in the game and all he got to do is win, we going to go to blame it. Oh, the receiver ain't catch the ball. Oh, the receiver ain't did. Oh, the receiver ain't run the route right. Oh, he overthrown it one time, but that was it. That whole drive. Oh, the refs called this. We going to always make an excuse for the guys that we like. But I'm telling you right now, I ain't making no. I'm a 49er fan, man. I lost to Patrick Mahomes twice. The same way. Seemed like the same scenario. We up big, we dominating the game, and he just found a miraculous way to win. Those what do you call elite quarterbacks? As long as Patrick Mahomes is in the league, I don't care who they get an MVP to. The MVP is Pat Mahomes of the NFL every year until I see different. Because when you need him, you can count on him. When you need Brady, you can count on him. You can't count on no Lamar Jackson. Man, go ahead on with all that stuff, man. You can't count on that, man. Y'all dudes be just trying to, man, one thing I hate about y'all dudes, man, for real, man, us black people, man, we always try to make somebody what they ain't, because we like them. Just be straight up and down and say, you know what, man, he good, he great, but he ain't that. He ain't all the way that. You know what I'm saying? Pat Mahomes is official. Tom Brady is official. Because I know when it's 2 minutes left in that game and the other team celebrating like the game over, I know for sure Pat Mahomes going to deliver. Tom Brady going to deliver. If I put Action Jackson in that conversation, I ain't for sure, dog. We going to make excuses for him when the receiver, he ran the wrong route. He was anticipating the receiver to do this. He should have ran, but you know when he run it, all kind of excuses we make for dude. So I ain't buying that. This is what elite looks like. Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, that's what an elite quarterback is. I ain't talking about Dan Marino. I ain't talking about all these old quarterbacks that ain't never won none, who got padded up a whole bunch of stats. Good, they good quarterbacks, but they not elite.